Welcome to the deep dive, where today we are strapping on our unstable molecule suits and blasting off into the speculative world of Marvel's first family, the Fantastic Four.
And buckle up, because this deep dive takes us straight into the heart with some juicy rumors about their 2025 film debut.
Oh.
We're dissecting a potential plot that has everyone buzzing.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Think cosmic showdowns, family drama, all the good stuff.
Right.
But before we get lost in the negative zone, remember, this is all speculative.
Exactly.
It's a glimpse into what might be, not a crystal ball.
Think of this as eavesdropping on the writer's brainstorming session, catching those sparks of what if that make these rumors so much fun.
Okay, so this potential storyline throws us right into the action, opening with a major setback for the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
We're talking a mission gone wrong in the negative zone, no less.
And this isn't just some equipment malfunction.
Right.
This is the team facing a catastrophic failure, scattering them across the vastness of the cosmos.
Wow.
It sets a very different tone right from the start.
It's a bold move, for
Yeah.
sure, but it lets us see these iconic heroes in a whole new light, grappling with vulnerability and doubt.
Precisely.
Um,
Take Reed Richards,
Yeah,
Mr. Fantastic himself.
right.
He's usually so in control, but the document paints him as utterly guilt-ridden, blaming himself for leading the team into danger.
Oh.
And for a man of science,
Right,
that guilt can be a very dangerous thing.
right. It's like his intellect, his greatest strength, becomes his own worst enemy.
Exactly.
And it sounds like Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, is left picking up the pieces, as always.
She's the heart of the team,
Yeah,
the one who holds them together.
right.
But even Sue has her limits.
Right.
Imagine bearing the weight of their collective trauma,
Oh, yeah.
trying to stay strong while everyone else is reeling.
Yeah.
It's a recipe for some serious emotional fireworks.
And knowing Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, he's probably handling this whole situation with his usual level of subtlety.
Yeah. Let's just say he's not exactly known for his patience or introspection.
Yeah.
The document suggests he's practically vibrating with restless energy, diving headfirst into reckless behavior to mask the emotional fallout.
Almost like he's trying to outrun his own feelings by burning everything else down.
Right.
Classic Johnny.
And then there's Ben Grimm,
Yeah.
the ever-loving thing.
Oh, Ben.
This experience pushes him even further into isolation, forcing him to confront the duality of his existence, the monster and the man.
It makes you think about what it would be like to be in his shoes, always grappling with that inner turmoil.
Yeah.
This potential storyline seems to really tap into the emotional core of each character.
Absolutely. It's about pushing them to their breaking points and seeing how they come out the other side.
Right.
But of course, this being a Fantastic Four story, they don't have much time to wallow in self-pity.
Right.
There's a new threat emerging from the cosmic shadows.
And you know it's serious because it involves the negative zone. What is it about that place that just screams bad news for our heroes?
Well, for starters, it's a dimension of antimatter, where everything is the opposite of our reality.
Oh.
It's inherently unstable, unpredictable,
Yeah.
and home to some of the most terrifying creatures imaginable,
Huh.
like our big bad of this potential plot, Annihilus.
I'll admit I'm not as familiar with Annihilus. What's his deal?
Oh, he's a classic Fantastic Four villain from the comics.
Okay.
A brutal, insectoid conqueror with a hunger for power that rivals even Dr. Doom,
Wow.
and his weapon of choice,
Yeah.
the infamous cosmic control rod.
Okay, we got to talk about this cosmic control rod.
Yeah.
What is it about weapons with cosmic and the name that just screams, run for the hills?
Because they usually mean business, and this one is no exception.
Oh, boy.
It essentially grants Annihilus control over the fundamental forces of the universe,
Yeah.
including matter and, get this, time itself.
So we're not just talking about world domination here. This is about Annihilus reshaping reality itself in his image.
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
And with the Fantastic Four still reeling from their last encounter, fractured and vulnerable, Annihilus sees an opportunity to strike at the very heart of their world.
Right.
And he doesn't just want to conquer. He
No.
wants to annihilate.
This is already shaping up to be a wild ride.
Yeah.
And I thought family vacations were stressful.
Right.
It's fascinating how this potential plot uses Annihilus, this force of pure destruction, to reflect the internal struggles of the Fantastic Four.
Right.
They're mirroring each other, fractured and vulnerable.
It's a classic case of a villain exploiting a team's weaknesses.
Right.
Annihilus senses their disarray and uses it to his advantage, launching a devastating attack on New York City.
This isn't just some random Tuesday for the Fantastic Four. This is personal.
Yeah.
They're fighting for their home, their city, with everything they have.
And they do give it their all, pushing themselves to their absolute limits, but it's not enough. The document depicts a brutal, almost desperate battle that leaves the Fantastic Four physically and emotionally drained.
It really makes you appreciate the toll these superheroic battles take, even for a team as resilient as the Fantastic Four.
The document doesn't shy away from the consequences.
Right.
We see the team reeling from this defeat, their already fragile unity strained to its breaking point.
Oh, wow.
Reed, consumed by guilt and desperation, buries himself in his work, seeking a scientific solution to a threat that seems to defy logic.
There's that scientific mind at work, but is it enough this time?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you even begin to fight a being that controls time itself?
That's the question that haunts Reed.
Right.
And his isolation, his single-minded pursuit of a solution, only pushes Sue further away.
Right.
She sees his obsession as a form of escapism, a refusal to confront the emotional turmoil tearing them apart.
So it's not just about equations and inventions for Reed. This is about saving his family, his team from falling apart.
Exactly.
Right.
And while Reed grapples with his guilt, Johnny, ever the impulsive one, decides to take matters into his own hands.
Which probably means things are about to get a whole lot more and explosive.
You could say that.
Yeah.
The document hints at a reckless solo mission, one that backfires spectacularly, putting Johnny and countless innocent lives at risk.
Oh.
It's a harsh reminder that even with the best intentions, good intentions alone aren't enough.
It seems like everyone is dealing with this crisis in their own way, and none of it is pretty.
Yeah.
What about Ben? How does this defeat impact him?
For Ben, this defeat is particularly devastating.
Yeah.
It forces him to confront his deepest insecurities, the fear that he's a monster, a burden to the people he cares about.
It breaks my heart to think about Ben grappling with those feelings, especially after everything they've been through.
Yeah.
He's the heart of the team, the one who reminds them that even in the face of cosmic threats, it's their humanity that matters most.
And just when you think things can't get any worse for the Fantastic Four, the document introduces a twist that changes everything.
Oh.
Remember how Annihilus seemed to be manipulating events, orchestrating this chaos? Well, it turns out he wasn't acting alone.
Oh, there's more. This feels like one of those we thought we were playing chess, but it was actually cosmic Jenga the whole time situations.
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
The document points to a much bigger player behind the scenes, someone who has been manipulating Annihilus from the very beginning.
Wow.
And that someone is none other than Victor Von Doom.
Doom. Talk about an unwelcome blast from the past, but this can't be the same Doom we've seen before.
Right.
This feels different, bigger.
Because it is.
Okay.
This isn't just the power-hungry dictator of Latveria.
Right.
This is Doom, who has transcended the limits of science and mysticism, embracing a power that can only be described as godlike.
Oh, my goodness.
The document refers to him as God Doom.
God Doom. Okay, that's officially terrifying.
Right.
But what does someone like God Doom want with Annihilus?
Right.
They're both incredibly powerful, but their ambitions seem at odds.
On the surface, yes. But the document suggests a twisted kind of partnership.
Okay.
A mutually beneficial alliance, at least for now.
Okay.
Annihilus, driven by his insatiable hunger for conquest,
Right.
is content to be Doom's weapon, unleashing chaos and destruction upon the world.
And Doom. What's his endgame? This feels bigger than just wiping out humanity.
Because it is
Oh,
Doom's ambition has expanded along with his power.
Right.
He's no longer content with ruling a single nation or even a single planet.
Oh, wow.
He craves control over reality itself.
Wow.
Imagine this. Doom, merging the negative zone with our dimension, rewriting the very fabric of existence in his image.
That's not just conquering a world. That's hitting the cosmic reset button.
Right.
And with the Fantastic Four struggling to even stay afloat,
Yeah.
God Doom sees an opportunity to exploit their greatest weakness.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
Reed Richards.
Oh, boy.
Remember that guilt, that desperation we talked about? Doom uses that against Reed, offering him a tempting but ultimately devastating proposition.
What's that?
He offers Reed a chance to undo the accident that gave them their powers.
Wait, so Ben could be human again. Sue wouldn't have to shoulder the weight of the world. Johnny could finally chill out, metaphorically speaking, of course. That sounds almost too good to be true.
Because it is. The document makes it clear that Doom's offer comes with a steep, price.
Right.
To achieve this cosmic reset, Reed would have to join Doom, becoming his right hand in this new world order.
Oh.
It's a choice that tears Reed apart, forcing him to confront his deepest fears and desires.
The weight of that decision, it's almost unimaginable.
Yeah.
Does he sacrifice the very essence of his family for a chance at a normal life?
And to make matters worse,
no.
the document suggests that Reed doesn't tell his team about the offer, wrestling with this impossible decision alone, further isolating himself from the people he loves most.
Well, the world is literally coming apart at the seams.
Yeah.
The document mentions something about temporal distortions.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
As Doom's plan unfolds, reality itself starts to fray.
Oh, boy.
Imagine cities across the globe flickering in and out of existence, glimpses of alternate timelines bleeding through.
Oh, wow.
It's a visual representation of the chaos and uncertainty that's gripping the world, and more importantly, the Fantastic Four.
Talk about pressure. Facing down a godlike Doom, a rampaging Annihilus, and their own inner demons. So how do they possibly pull themselves back from the brink?
It's a testament to the enduring strength of family, even when stretched to its absolute limit.
Right.
The document suggests that it's actually Reed's honesty, his willingness to finally confide in his team, that starts to mend those fractured bonds.
Wow, so even with the fate of reality at stake,
Yeah.
it's that human connection that makes a difference.
It's what makes the Fantastic Four so compelling, right?
Yeah.
They're explorers, scientists, heroes, yes.
Yeah.
But at their core, they're a family.
Right.
And that love, that understanding, becomes their greatest weapon against Doom's manipulations.
I can just imagine that conversation, Reed finally confessing his fears, his doubts, to Sue, Johnny, and Ben.
Yeah.
It must be incredibly powerful for them to hear that, to realize that they're all struggling, that they're in this together.
Precisely. And that shared vulnerability, that act of faith in each other, becomes the catalyst for their comeback.
Okay.
They rally not just against Doom and Annihilus, but against the despair that's threatening to consume them.
Okay, but how do you even begin to fight a god? I'm dying to know how this all culminates.
The document describes an absolutely epic showdown inside a collapsing rift between dimensions.
Yeah.
Talk about high stakes.
Oh my goodness.
And what's interesting here is that it's not just about raw power.
Okay.
Each member of the Fantastic Four plays a crucial role, using their unique abilities and their strengthened bond to counter Doom's every move.
Oh, I love it when they work together like that. It's like their powers become amplified when they're in sync.
Exactly.
Like just as a team, but as a family.
We're talking Reed's intellect pushing the limits of his elasticity to disrupt Doom's machines. Sue, wielding her force field with a precision and power we've never seen before.
And Johnny.
Yes,
This feels like his time to shine.
it is.
No more reckless hot-headedness, right?
No,
This is Johnny Storm stepping up as a true hero.
you got it. The document suggests we see Johnny become a literal human nova, pushing his powers to their absolute limit,
Wow.
cutting off Doom's access to the cosmic control rod.
That's our boy. But I'm most curious about Ben. You
Yes.
talked about his inner struggle, his fear of being seen as a monster.
Right.
How does he confront Doom?
And this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
The document suggests that Ben doesn't just fight Doom physically.
Yeah.
He confronts him on an emotional level.
Really?
We're talking a powerful, resonating speech about identity, about embracing your true self even, or perhaps especially the parts that make you different.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that. So Ben becomes a symbol of hope, a champion for self-acceptance in the midst of this multiversal chaos.
And his words, his unwavering belief in the good in others, even someone as seemingly irredeemable as Doom,
Right.
it strikes a chord.
So they win. Do they actually manage to defeat a god?
The document is a bit vague on the specifics, but it suggests that the Fantastic Four, united and empowered by their bond, managed to overpower Doom, separating the negative zone from Earth, saving reality as we know it.
Wow.
But, and this is a big but,
Okay, you're killing me with the dramatic pauses. What's the catch?
Yeah.
There's always a catch with these cosmic showdowns.
the victory comes at a significant cost.
Okay.
To fully seal the rift between dimensions, Reed makes a difficult choice.
What's that?
He stays behind.
He sacrifices himself to save his family, to save the world. I knew this felt too good to be true.
It's a heart-wrenching turn of events, but it speaks to the core of Reed's character, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's always been willing to put the needs of others before his own, even if it means making the ultimate sacrifice.
I can't imagine what Sue, Johnny, and Ben must be going through, facing that loss, knowing that Reed is out there somewhere in the vastness of the negative zone.
The document describes a heart-wrenching scene where Sue, ever the pillar of strength, comforts their children,
Oh.
reassuring them that Reed will always be with them in their hearts, even if they can't be together.
Right.
It's a powerful reminder that love, family, those bonds transcend even death itself.
It's enough to make you reach for a tissue, I won't lie. But it sounds like they found a way to honor Reed's sacrifice, to carry his memory with them as they face the future.
And speaking of the future, the document mentions a post-credits scene,
Okay.
a classic Marvel move to leave us wanting more.
Right.
It describes a mysterious signal being detected originating from the depths of the negative zone.
Oh.
And get this, it's Reed's voice.
No way! He's alive! Oh, this is such a classic Marvel cliffhanger, leaving us with more questions than answers.
Right, what does this signal mean? How is Reed alive?
Hmm.
Guess we'll have to wait for the next installment to find out. But one thing's for sure, this potential storyline has it all. Epic battles, heartfelt emotions, and that signature Marvel blend of action and intrigue.
I am hooked. This deep dive has been quite a ride. What about you? What moment or detail from this potential plot really resonated with you? Share your thoughts with us on social media and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive.